love in the air. You
Flow
could
of
feel
love. Feel the love in the air.
very powerfully
In the air
in the
tonight.
energies between you both right now.
Between
There's
us
a lot
both.
of like sexual
right
attraction,
now.
sexual
Sexual
magnetism, I'm feeling
magic.
between you both as well.
Boom, chicka, chicka, boom, chicka, chicka,
And
boom, chicka,
just
chicka, boom.
joyfulness.
Stop
And it could be a
manifesting.
sense of relief
Stop
because this is a stage
manifesting.
of,
Stop
you know,
manifesting.
those blissful
Stop
moments when you feel
manifesting.
very
Stop
close, coming back into
in the name
closeness.
of love.
I
Before
see you
you
both smiling
manifest.
a lot.
Think it over.
Love abounds, love
Think it
continues. There
over.
could be some sort of reassurance that you've either received or you've given your person, or this is coming in. Reassurance. This is someone giving their heart.
Can't pretend to be still if you can hear.
Outpouring of expression.
Think it over. Stop
Being
in
expressed
the name of love.
to you is coming in so powerfully, and really, really feeling this. There's a wellspring that's been opened, okay? There could have been some fears of abandonment or rejection going on somewhat.
Somebody's opened a wellspring.
So this can sort of slow down, like the outpouring.
Slow the fuck down,
when we feel
bitches.
insecure, we sort of go inwards.
Slow
we can sort of
the fuck down.
go into hermit mode somewhat.
Hermit mode
But now
activated.
It's coming out again.
Boop.
There's some sort of reassurance or just some sort of expression of love that's making each other feel really high, really
from
happy,
my third eye.
relieved, like I said, in some cases. And so there's like just the opening again, and then the flow, the outpouring of love.
Let it flow. Let it flow. I sound like a parrot.
Spring in your
I'm
step.
smoking it.
Excitement.
You're disturbing my peace right now.
You can feel
So if you don't mind,
like sexual energies as well.
there's a lot of sexual energy going on there.
There's a lot
Sexual
of
chocolate!
All of these energies flow.
You know where chocolate comes from?
Very, very powerfully. There's a new beginning in love.
My old farm
plant.
They're going to plant chocolate on my farm. My old farm where I used to live there.
Seeing
The one I gave up. I wasn't mine to give up. I used to live there.
the
My
eye-opening,
children's
you know,
farm, sorry. Well, let me just rephrase
perhaps
that.
there was somewhat
Fuck
of
off.
a
My
time
kids'
of
farm,
going inwards.
growing chocolate.
Someone in hermit mode, maybe both of you, maybe
Growing
some
chocolate in Brazil.
thinking, maybe some fears.
Can you
Again,
grow
of
chocolate?
abandonment,
I'm telling you. It's a joke.
seeing clearly
I'm not asking you if you can grow chocolate. I'm
this is
telling you.
love,
My kids
that
are growing
love
chocolate in
continues,
Brazil.
that this is an unbreakable
Boom,
bond,
boom.
that you're so happy
I'm so happy because
with each
today I
other,
found my
and
tribe.
that's like always of the sun coming out,
The sun has got his
emanating
hat
as well.
on.
Love
Not one music.
abounds.
Cool.
I'm hearing there perhaps needs to be more of like this expression of love, like more reassurance given.
Thumbs up. Like and
one of you,
subscribe.
perhaps. You know, like it needs to be more of a consistent thing.
Consistent. Cracky the finger.
Turn the heater down a little bit. What's really going on? Seek the truth. Look, this is like your minds as one, the telepathy, the oneness, and there's a veil here between this. There's, like I said, some sort of opening here, some sort of merging back into oneness. This deck, I don't know, it kind of irritates me a little bit. Some of the decks where they make it all complicated because I'm not sure which card this is exactly. Seek the truth.
Seek the truth.
So I looked this up. This is the Seven of Swords.
These rings
Blues of
are from my
Swords,
grandparents.
Okay? It just threw me off
Beautiful,
because
isn't it?
it's like seek the truth, which is a different sort of explanation
Truth?
from the traditional
What is the
Seven
truth?
of Swords.
Truth is relative, isn't it?
So Seven of Swords. And this is like the fears coming up. Some rejection, fears of that pain. I'm feeling highly sensitive to, picking up any sort of indication that pain could be happening. This is all a powerful indication that you're both highly sensitive, and
See you.
then there's a lot of wounds within. I'm just seeing an image. I mean, this is for both of you, okay? But I'm just seeing an image of like the divine masculine is very vulnerable. This isn't a bad thing, but I see there's a lot of wounds. Seven of Swords, I feel like this is retreating into themselves. Like throughout their whole life, retreating into themselves, protecting themselves with like thick walls. Because there was a lot of pain inside and not being able to talk to anyone about it, or not, being able to articulate it even, because we are born into a world where none of these things are really commonplace to talk about. So this is like a lot of dealing with all of these fears, anxieties, wounds, feeling lost, feeling burdened by all of this, weighed down, a lot of heaviness, having to deal with this by themselves. But this did lead them to go inwards, because we have this veil here. This is so beautiful, okay? And this is where you really, really understand each other and are at one. Your energies are at one. You're so aligned. There's so much affinity, because this is what you've both been through. Like, you love each other so much because there's so much understanding. Going inwards, this is where you are seeking the core of your being, the soul family, being healed by the divine, where you felt that the external world can hold you. I mean, in many ways, it's not anyone else's fault. Perhaps they could have done more, but like I said, we're not really conditioned to dive so deeply and express ourselves in this false matrix from such deep levels. We're conditioned to stay more on a surface level, looking outside of ourselves. Thrust into this world, and you're not used to. I feel like you're not used to being in this world. I don't feel like you and your person keep reincarnating here. I don't feel like you've reincarnated hundreds or thousands of times here. You and your person are so different, and I feel it's because you are not used to incarnating here. Like, this could be your first, maybe only lifetime here, or maybe you've had 2 or 3, but not many. But you're very old, you're very wise. I really, really feel like you just come from somewhere else. And your wisdom isn't because you've learnt a lot in this false matrix. It's because you already have like the wisdom to see. Like, you've studied like the world as an outsider, like higher dimensional beings before incarnating. You're very aware, or you're just very advanced souls. So this false matrix, it may have blinded your sight, but it could not like get in the way of your intuition. So you had that inner sight, that inner knowing. You may have been, in a lot of amnesia. You would have been. We're all born into that. such a harsh world. This is the world card, harsh world. And this is like running away, retreating inwards, going through the veil. Your hearts were always this portal, always this anchor, drawing you both in to seek the truth, to be in the true dimensions. You've always been anchoring in the true dimensions. You've always been holding the beyond, the infinite within you so powerfully. I mean, we all do, but you and your person have always been very much anchored into that. And this is why you felt so alone, because you have felt just so different, so misunderstood, very isolated. Deep down, instinctively, you knew in order to find safety and security and love and understanding, you had to go inwards. This is where you were met with your soul family.
You see that? It's fucked up the chair.
And you've both been doing this your whole lives. This is like the twin flame energy, mirrored energy. In your oneness, it just opens up this portal in your hearts even more. This is incredible because you really now are so consciously aware that you've always been here. Mainly, you know, your essence has been outside of this world. But look, you're like anchoring your heart into the core of the earth in order to bring down all this energy, all of this light from your hearts. The world is, you consciously, you've always been seeking the truth, always going into your heart. This is where that safe sanctuary is. This is where you felt safe, going inwards, soul family always there, each other always there, you know, the whole time before you even physically met. You know, the avatars, before your avatars met, your souls are always as one. And it's just so incredible because you now just consciously realize, see, know the truth. And this is the end of an era, the end of that being more sort of tied into the false matrix and unable to see, and now seeing very clearly. In a way, it can make you feel kind of more isolated from the false matrix, but you always felt that anyway. But now you have a deep sense of oneness. This is the joy, this is the wellspring of love. You're embracing each other completely. You're embracing your true selves. You're consciously aware of who you truly are. Because there was this tug of war between the conditioned false self and then the true self beneath all of that, which has always been, you know, naturally the most powerful force because it's who you really are. Now you really are anchoring yourself clearly with these cards here. Anchoring yourselves into true consciousness with the eye here. And really getting to work here as well. This is like the soul mission. Master. So I just double checked again. For some reason, even though I've been doing tarot for a couple of decades now, sometimes I'm like, what number is this one? This is the devil. The caged heart. It's so interesting because we started off with the heart that's totally uncaged. This is what you've transitioned into. You've moved beyond the veil. The false matrix is surrounded by a thick veil of this devil energy, darkness, those that are trying to control the masses, trying to control the world, those operating from the ego and dark energies, a lot of shadow, have been purposely trying to be like these puppeteers. trying to cage everybody, their heart, because the heart is where we truly see beyond the veil. So all of these wounds, fears, you and your person, you're highly sensitive, you've suffered immensely with anxiety because you just felt so all alone, especially. Like you feel all of this very deeply, you always have done. You've always been outside of the box. In many ways, yeah, you've been in this false matrix, you've been living your life in certain ways like we're told we should, but it never deep down felt right because you were always connected with something so much deeper, the infinite. You're
so much
always
deeper,
outside, the outsider.
in the ether.
So now you're absolutely bathing in the bliss of being completely loved and not being alone, not being isolated, knowing that now. So much, you're both so much more
Can't wait for the fucking
that
internet
you're never alone,
go
you never
off, man.
have been, never will be, especially since meeting each other, but you're very consciously aware of the soul family that is always surrounding you as well.
In the ether, motherfucking ether.
We have
Do you like
the
that, really?
Five of Cups as well. Change your focus. Yeah, this is what has happened.
Pills.
It's just so incredible. You've
Painkiller,
met each
yeah?
other.
I'm gonna get painkiller.
It
You wait
really
there.
has opened
Listen
the
to this.
gateway of your hearts.
Gateway
Seek
of your
the truth, you
heart.
find the truth, you
Seek
realise the
ye
truth,
first the
and you can
kingdom of
change your
God
focus. You can
and
see things
his
clearly.
righteousness,
This is all
and
written
all these things shall be
to
given
make
unto you.
change your perception from once being so identified or blinded or feeling lost and confused by the false matrix, the mental prison, the illusion, shifting into consciousness through this love. Normally shows 3 cups spelt over and 2 cups standing upright. 2 of Cups being both of your Ace of Cups, which we started off with, your hearts, opening, merging, you giving each other love, you receiving love. This is like the 2 of Cups energy. I don't know why, but I always feel this desire to, whenever there's the 5 of Cups, to have like the traditional image of the 5 of Cups coming out to be shown. Here we go. And this 3 of Swords, after finding that, this was left at the top here. So much heartache, so much pain. 3 cups spelt over. This is the change of focus, releasing the past. This is like wounds purging out. Look, you were both in ruins in the past. This is how much this heartache was. The fears, the anxieties are immense. Naturally, you both have anxiety still, you know, that isn't going to be fully released overnight. But the 2 cups standing upright on this change of focus is you with your 2 open hearts, like this Ace of Cups. These anxieties are like the fears of loss. Like, you both may need a lot of reassurance. One of you may need more reassurance. It could be a divine masculine. It needs more reassurance, okay? Change your focus. This is, you know, there was this fear of loss going on, and now there's this change of focus. Like I said at the start of the reading, when there was the fear of a loss triggering up, it means the heart sort of closes down and is caged by fears. This devil energy is all the conditioned fears of loss, separation, feeling alone, feeling isolated. There's a fear of that happening within this union because it is so divine. And therefore it feels so painful to believe in loss. But this is all about it being an illusion as well. now the change of focus is, and look how in this card it's like looking in a different direction. It's looking towards these cups, the 2 of Cups. You feel in the same way. Love abounds, the infinite love moving forwards. There could have been some heartache here. Perhaps sometimes like you may speak authentically. Maybe this is a message for someone like you're speaking very openly, and maybe sometimes your words feel very painful, unintentionally. And it's to do with abandonment. Perhaps you say things sometimes like there's just this outpouring of your soul, like you're expressing your truth, you're expressing your heart, you're expressing your feelings. But sometimes it can perhaps come out in a painful way for the other person. You know, like for the divine masculine I'm feeling, but it could be the other way around, like painful for the divine masculine. And this isn't to make you paranoid, but I feel like the divine masculine is very sensitive to like rejection. Like they've experienced a lot of this heartache and feeling rejected, and really, really not being able to articulate these wounds or tell anyone about these deep wounds, especially if they're a man, okay? It's very difficult as a woman, but I feel like for this, if they're a man, it's even more difficult in this world to express these emotions. This is it all being bottled up for a long time, and then sometimes it's really triggering up to be purged. This is why they're so drawn to you, because you're so loving, you're so empathic, you create that safe sanctuary for them to heal within, and you hold them, you know, even when they feel like they have to go into hermit mode and sort of close down because the wounds are so great, or the fears of loss are so great as well. But you have this compassionate understanding, like you make them feel safe to retreat sometimes, or be in a very guarded state at times. But they love you immensely on these deeper levels. There's like no holding back. But on like the mental realm, the mind, swords of the mind, piercing their heart, the mind, you're very understanding that their fears can take over. And I feel like they're very understanding of you as well. But I do feel like sometimes they feel really hurt by what you say. Like there could be like a bluntness about you, but you don't ever intend to hurt them. You just speak authentically. You felt very caged, I feel like, in your life, where you felt, and maybe still feel, in certain areas of your life, you cannot speak like openly. You felt like muted, like you weren't allowed to speak, or it wasn't safe to speak. There wasn't healthy communication when you're growing up, so perhaps, you know, sometimes you don't realise that what you're saying comes across as really blunt or something, but there's some sort of words sometimes that cause a lot of pain, I feel, unintentionally to the divine masculine. But they're learning to like know that you don't ever mean to cause them pain, and you mean it from a place of love, and that you love them completely. This is definitely like harsh words or judgments or criticism in our childhood as well. You and your person are very lovely, and this is like the reflection of yourself. So this is the divine beloved surrounding you both, surrounding this fear. It's okay to be fearful, okay? This is the message, this is the energy you provide for each other. It's okay to be fearful. There is deep empathy between you both, deep understanding. As we can all see in a lot of comments on Twin Flame videos, there's a lot of people that are, especially divine feminines, that are very like impatient, not understanding, very blaming of the divine masculine. If the divine masculine isn't like physically present or isn't physically like communicating to them, that can be men or women, okay? But with each other. And I feel like that's why you, the viewer, are watching my channel, because my channel requires a lot of patience, because they're long readings, I can speak slowly, and I don't really talk much about physical union. It's mostly about the soul connection. And a lot of people, they're not interested in that. All they want to know about is when they're going to like physically unite and all things like that. So you here, and especially if you're still watching, is to me, and I don't mean this to sound like big-headed on my part, but I feel like you're more advanced, like you have a deeper understanding of this journey. You've reached like that inner peace, you're living in the moment, you've reached that inner unity with yourself and with each other and with the divine, and you recognize how powerful, how significant, how amazing, incredible, wonderful it is. You're living in the moment, you're in true presence, you're not still, for the most part, caught up like in the mind, coming to this connection primarily from the mind, which always wants to think of the future and thinking, I can only be happy if this, that, or the other happens, and holding on, always living for the future and missing the present moment
Jesus,
and the bliss, the
think about
wonder
Jesus here.
that is truly here when you're in that true presence of the present moment. So you and your person could, because you are like at this more advanced like consciousness when it comes to this connection, you're in true unity, true oneness of your infinite soul, and really experiencing that most in human form as well, like experiencing that within yourselves. There is a lot more understanding. I don't want to say patience, because it's not about patience, because you're not waiting, you literally are like experiencing this, living this oneness, this union right now. You are held within that, you're operating from that oneness, and therefore you're holding each other, and like I said, it's okay to be fearful. There's no judgment there. This is a true love from the heart, not an ego version of love with all that impatience. There's no reason to be impatient when you're truly anchored into the heart and really experiencing all of this wonderful union right now. So you both feel and know that it's okay for you both to have fears and anxieties. You are holding each other in love, gently dissolving fears over time. The gateway. Here we have it again. This was like this other card, Seek the Truth. Let me clarify the gateway. Feeling alone. That's Five of Pentacles. But traditionally the Five of Pentacles shows two people. You're both going through this gateway. It's like you both coming out of the false matrix. normally the Five of Pentacles shows you leaving the social aspect of the false matrix behind. Not entirely. You could still be physically in social situations, but this is you both daring to dive deeper, walk more, even more down this powerful pathway, your highest timeline. The invisible pathway to most other people, like people would look at you and have no idea what's going on internally within both of you. But you're both powerfully going down the pathway through the gateway into the unknown in quotation marks, because really it is the known. It's oneness, it's where you're from, source energy. Basically you're diving more deeply beyond the veil, walking through your fears, walking through the shadows, facing more of these shadows. Yes, there is still a tendency to be somewhat avoidant, because this Seek the Truth was that Seven of Swords, which is kind of like the running away, avoiding confrontation. Also, I'm seeing that message, avoiding confrontation, was you felt too vulnerable to be your true self. It triggered people. So you started to avoid that by hiding your true self away. This is what led to your isolation. This is what ultimately made you go through the gateway, go inwards, because you felt so alone. And this is again where you connected with soul family. But now, this gateway, it normally shows two of you going down this deep path together. It's deep love that is drawing you down this path. That desire for oneness, that desire for the embrace, embracing each other, embracing your true selves, embracing the divine. But you now have each other's support to really be able to do that more, and it's primarily an internal journey. But you have the support to go down the unknown, because you were fearful of fully doing that before, because you felt like you would be even more isolated from everyone around you. But now you have your divine counterpart, each other, the one who understands. And it's just so natural, you're naturally flowing down that path of ascension. Here's that gateway again, which was clarified by going down that path of the shadow. This is confronting some sort of really painful wounds, okay? And it may be very subconscious, like you're not exactly sure what these inner child wounds are. You could be aware, but there's a lot of subconscious things. But you're confronting these. Earth connection. And we have the World card as well. So confronting the worldly wounds. So wow, yeah, I just had to double check again. This is the Moon card. The Moon is that path of the unknown. It talks about how you are both fearful in this world, and you really, really had thick walls around you because you felt so unsafe. Here's the Moon, okay? You both felt so unsafe. This is how we've been controlled in this world, by that devil energy. It's the darkness descending, making us all feel isolated, making us forget that we're always connected with Source. We're always that infinite love. The reality is love. We forget that through incarnating into a world that's forgotten that. Been hidden from that truth purposefully. So, again, this is you both supporting each other. You both as a couple. This is your souls coming out, like yearning for oneness, yearning. You yearn for each other, but you yearn to be free from so much fear. You yearn for oneness. You yearn to move through this gateway because you're both homesick, okay? You both remember the light is behind this thick veil that's descended upon humanity. You are beyond this, but it's a process of, dissolving all of the fears. I'm telling you, it's like the inner child. You're both very much like the two twin babies in the divine womb, where you're healing and growing. You're much more consciously aware. You've moved more consciously into that womb, knowing you're supported, knowing you're safe. Deep down, yes, fears will trigger up, anxieties will come up, and that's a very blinding and very scary and very painful, those moments when we fall back into that conditioning and we believe in separation, we believe in abandonment, we believe in unworthiness, But you're like holding each other, the trilogy of light, you hold. There's a gentleness here, okay? Like, you hold the divine masculine's inner child. You hold their sensitivity. You hold them like a baby in your arms. And they do the same for you. This is so deep, okay? No wonder there's like self-consciousness between you, like in the 3D, because this is so deep. This is so vulnerable. The inner child was locked away in those shadows, in darkness, fear. It feels like a very dark energy. But now confronting this, walking down that internal path, breaking through that. I saw at the bottom of the deck here, success and growth. There is immense healing. You continue to hold that safe space for each other where it's okay to be fearful. This is what allows you to come closer. Going back to all of those comments on a lot of twin flame readings where people are expressing like their frustration, that's like the opposite of that welcoming energy. That's like judgment. You and your person are not that, and it helps immensely in you both feeling safe to just be, to grow and to be loved unconditionally. Flexibility. This is wonderful, okay? The frustration, the ego way of coming towards these connections is a lack of flexibility. It's, I want this to happen, or I need this specific thing to happen. These set of circumstances must play out for me to be happy. And I'm going to sit waiting until they play out, and then I can be happy. And then that's looking at things all the wrong way, and then people don't understand why they're still like stagnant in that energy and nothing ever changes. You and your person, this flexibility is you in the flow of the present moment, okay? The present moment, when you're held within that, when you anchor yourselves into that, through stillness, through always trying to feel like the deeper truth beyond the conditioned ego. When you're in that presence, when you're bathed in that light, you're flexible. Triggers can come up, but then you can much more easily remain in that flow, in that truth, and be like, okay, these wounds don't have to be so painful. Let me just wait it out, maybe. Let me just feel all of this energy. This is also why you could sometimes go into hermit mode. You are filtering everything through your infinite discernment, through the heart, through what you feel to be true. So you're questioning, like, these wounds that come up, you're questioning these painful stories in the mind or narratives or that may come up to do with your childhood wounds or feeling so alone and so afraid and unworthy. Now you are both learning more, and again it takes practice, and you become more skilled at this and more capable of this as time goes on. But this is like when triggers come up, you're both learning to just hold it there within your energy, these thoughts, but you're questioning it, but you're not. It can cause more pain when you want like immediate answers. This is when you can go into the overactive mind, and the mind's trying to figure things out because it's seeking that relief as fast as possible. The way to really have relief from that and return to being centered and knowing the truth and returning to love and knowing that you're loved and the answer is always love, and that this is just a story that's come in, a painful story, is to try and anchor yourself into that infinite realm, into your heart, into your intuition, basically. The stillness, which is quite hard sometimes when the fears are so loud and intense and the pain. But the more you can sink into, okay, it feels painful, but I'm not going to necessarily immediately believe these thoughts and all the pain that comes with these thoughts. I'm going to take it down into this flow energy of my intuition. And it could take, there needs to be patience with this because it can take a while, okay? It can take a few days, maybe even a few weeks or months with certain things for these thoughts to come into the love energy, the presence, and sort of be bathed in that. And then it's like the truth just arises. The intuition, the powerful knowing, and it dissolves those doubts, those fears that can come up so quickly and so powerfully, and it's always to do with rejection, fears of rejection, security. And this is what you're both always wanting and needing. This may be why there needs to be a lot of reassurance that is offered, okay? Spirit's coming through saying to offer more reassurance to the other, to each other, and this will deepen your bond, okay? I feel like perhaps you could be feeling great, amazing, wonderful in the union. You may be going into hermit mode somewhat because you're working through your own things. But because you're feeling blissful, you may be like assuming that the other person automatically knows that everything is okay. But I feel like there's a pattern here where the other person, this could be you, it could be your own person, the other person may not be feeling okay, like these sort of painful thoughts and fears and what's going on kind of questions may be creeping in, or maybe coming in very fast, very fiercely, painfully at times, and strengthen like the oneness, to the harmony, to increase the harmony, the peace, the bliss, to move through this gateway, to be able to go down this path more powerfully together, more rapidly, even though it isn't a race, but to more harmoniously go down this path of healing, basically, and of ascension with less resistance. I feel like there needs to be more security between you both, and that security is going to come through reassurance, making it abundantly clear, like, your love for each other. Because I feel like there could be this assuming that the other knows, but sometimes like fears have creeped in. We have wisdom here as well, like when you're both in this place of reassurance and security, you're going to be able to see more clearly the love. The wisdom shines through much more obviously than when fears are coming up and clouding the judgment. Sometimes fears, they do definitely need to come up to be purged. I mean, that's what this Five of Cups is about, releasing those as well. The fear of loss, and then returning to love, and then remembering the oneness, and that you love each other completely, and that you are always going down this path together, continuing, love abounds. Where's that deck here? But more reassurance is going to create that security, that firm foundation for you both to even more exponentially progress forwards. Community. This is you both excelling, when it comes to reaching higher levels of confidence. Yes, there's a lot of anxiety, but this earthly experience is very deep. There's many layers to these wounds that overall, you are moving beyond the veil. You are loving yourself so profoundly. You are having more self-esteem. You are feeling more secure in your own identity, in your own lovableness. So you're no longer holding back as much in these walls. You are coming out. You're yearning for each other here, missing each other. But you're also coming out and spreading your light, being this amazing, powerful ripple effect in the world, expressing your joy. We started off with that Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups overflowing with so much love. This is an absolute adventure. I'm telling you, like, you love each other. This is the most that you've ever loved, like, someone. It feels dangerous, okay? Like, this love is so euphoric, but it feels so dangerous, okay? Because of this potential for immense heartache. This is the fear in the conditioned mind. Like, the more you love, the more you can experience pain. This is why there's intense anxieties, intense self-consciousness between you, intense fears of rejection. Because it's intense love, but it's an adventure, with this stark, like, polarity, love and fear. Everything is so heightened, and it does make you feel alive. I'm hearing from Spirit, everybody needs this amount of intense love to bring up the shadow intensely, so it can be cleared. When we go through life in a comfort zone, when we don't feel too much, when we're not too fearful of things going wrong, when we're not too fearful of loss, it doesn't bring up the intense, deep shadows of fear to be cleared as much. There's a lot of love here. Immense love, and therefore immense fear. To shed that, to release that fear, that amount of fear. This is liberating you both. It's an adventure. Taking risks. This is amazing, okay? Because you both have been so used to being in that safety of having thick walls and so fearful to come out from that. This love is transforming you both into a lot more confidence, and you are taking risks, you know, spreading your wings here, flying high. There could definitely be a back and forth, okay? Like when intense fears come up of, oh, I'm going to be hurt, I'm going to be rejected, then you can retreat back into that cage, that devil energy, that shadow that chains us. This is all natural, okay? Normal, it's to be expected. But then regardless, like the love is so powerful, the yearning, the longing for oneness and to be close and to be the expression of love, opening your hearts, receiving love, to receive this holy grail, this love. It's the biggest motivator to continue to take risks, the biggest motivator to come out from your imprisonment that you were both stuck in your whole lives, where it was terrible, a lot of suffering, a lot of loneliness, and feeling confused and afraid. You long for the love, the peace, the safe sanctuary, the divine womb, the heavenly realms. You experience this the more you open your hearts to each other, to yourselves, and to the divine. And this is what is powerfully happening. And it's so healing. You're ascending so much. So I really hope this reading has resonated with you very deeply. If it has, please let me know in the comments. Give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe. That all really helps me out with the algorithm. If you didn't realise, I also have another channel which is called Soul Whispers Tarot. I will leave a link to that channel below this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. And if you can click on that link, head on over there, click the subscribe button and turn on all notifications. I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me here. Take care. Bye. Welcome back to Twin Flame Psychic 1111. I'm Karen. Today's reading is all about your twin flame union. What is really going on in your connection right now? How do they truly feel about you? What do you need to know from Spirit? We have the Four of Cups and the King of Cups. So this is really saying that the divine masculine is giving their love. It could be from afar. This is their heart, and their heart is coming to you through the ethers, through energies, telepathy, through the oneness of your souls. And this talks about purging. The divine masculine is really trying to make it clear to you that they completely love you. This is their energy surrounding you whilst you could be going through challenges. Three of Cups are shown here. So this is a past energy because this is the Four of Cups card. So something from your past, you are purging, you are releasing. When this moves into the Five of Cups, it shows these Three of Cups spilt over, like the past has been released, and then it shows Two Cups upright. Your hearts meeting as one, your hearts together. So the divine masculine, they're feeling like they are missing you so much. They're longing for you. They really wish that they could be there with you on all levels, but on the deepest soul levels, in their heart, in their mind, their energies, they are with you already, and they are uplifting you, they are protecting you with their love. And There's so much tenderness here. They want to be this stability, okay? Normally the King of Cups is surrounded by a lot of stormy seas. So although at times the Divine Masculine is going through their own things, they're going through tumultuous times. It could be tumultuous emotions. They're purging a lot as well. This is both of you purging and giving each other your hearts from afar. If there's obstacles in quotation marks in the 3D. But even though like the Divine Masculine, and this can apply to you as well, is going through tumultuous times in their own personal life and their own journey, they are still very stable with you. It's like they have this ability to put that tumultuous energy to one side and find stillness. They find stillness, safety, security in your bond. And they are this stillness because of this dedication to being there for you, surrounding you like this person. They know you've been through so many challenges, maybe the dark night of the soul, very difficult times. And they are wanting to see you thrive. They love loving you. They love making such a huge positive difference in your life. They love helping you to heal and be uplifted and helping you release the past. Releasing whatever's been weighing you down. They have deep, serious feelings for you. We have the Strength card, wow, and the Ten of Cups. This is so beautiful. The awareness that you both have of the infinite, because of you knowing you have this infinite bond, you recognizing each other, remembering each other from the infinite, from beyond the veil. It fills you with so much strength. Again, it's to do with this stability. This is really saying that you both are cleansing and healing and releasing so much of the false accumulated shadows. But you've also learned how to be the observer, be overall like seeing this from a higher perspective, seeing your emotions, seeing your wounds, seeing the stories that you attached to certain experiences in your life that were very painful, and being able to be the observer of all of that allows you to release it. Obviously, you're still human, nobody's perfect, so there will be times where both of you will be triggered by the stories in your mind and the emotions attached to those, and getting sort of sucked into being identified and believing those forces are more real than what they are, but only temporarily, because you always return to love. Like, you help each other immensely return to love and true presence and stability, to be able to see that again, that this is just the old story and all the pain that went with that flowing out, being released. This is the most loving support that you provide for each other. You are literally experiencing heaven. So much happiness, so much true presence from beyond the veil. 10 of Cups. This is such a higher dimensional love. It really, really is blissful. And it's like your inner children are singing and jumping and dancing, jumping for joy. Free, look how they look so free. This is your energies freely flowing to each other, in a world where you felt very pressured to just come across in a certain way that's more socially acceptable, and it's created a lot of fear and anxiety within you both, that your true spontaneous expression, you felt like you had to hide that or dull that down or keep that hidden within. But with each other, there's just celebration, tenderness.
Celebrate good times. Come on. Celebrate.
And so much strength, like protection, like you protect each other. This love protects you both. You're protected by the divine. This is a feeling of having it all, like, this is the most amazing gift. But there's just like a longing as well. A longing to embrace on all levels. But so much excitement because you know that this path is unfolding. You experience it on a daily basis. This amazing path of merging more with the infinite, with infinite possibilities, with liberation from the false matrix. There's a lot of excitement because you're witnessing the collective waking up as well. You're witnessing this immense transformation all around the world. You're feeling like the infinite is here, and a lot of people are questioning the reality that we were told. You know, what we were told was reality. A lot of people in the world, all around the world, are questioning a lot of things, and this is a very, very good first step. A lot of what we couldn't see is coming into the light, is coming into our awareness. We can see much more clearly, see in a higher perspective. And this is like an immense part of the process of so much change that is occurring. And you and your person, you can just really, really feel this. It feels like excited anticipation, but also with some nervousness, because there are those that are trying to control the whole world and everyone in it, who are, I feel, going to make things very, very challenging in the world this year. I feel like they're going to make it very challenging. But this is all ultimately serving us to remain being the observer of all of that and releasing fear. We have to face our biggest fears head on in order to release fears overall. You and your person, you are holding strong. The power of this love between you is this immense gift, because whereas a lot of people in the world are going to be panicking and so fearful and afraid, you both have the power of your love, which is like, it holds you in this like capsule. The aura of your oneness is this protective womb of light, and where you are in the higher dimensions, within that, that is like a healing sanctuary. And there's all of this romance, there's all of this togetherness within that, and you really feel that within yourselves and surrounding you, within and without. You know, even if you're in a physical separation in the 3D, you are feeling all around you this oneness with your person and oneness with all things and the divine, and you're feeling this influx of powerful light that is expanding. And this is what's happening all over the world. Everyone that's waking up, their auras are containing all of this light, all of this truth, the infinite, higher levels of consciousness. And as you can imagine, as everyone who's awakening is expanding, it just takes, that light just takes over the whole world. And you're really just feeling that so powerfully. You're feeling it in the air. A lot of people are feeling this transformation in the air, but yeah, there's excited anticipation, but also like anxiousness, because everybody's like, intuition is coming on board a lot more. As the false veil dissolves more and more, it awakens. awakens our intuition very, very powerfully. And we have the Eight of Pentacles, another infinity symbol here. Eight of Pentacles. This is all about stability as well. You and your person getting to work. Like, this is your mission. This is your passion to anchor in your true authentic self. Express your love, your loving kindness, your compassion. This is how you're primarily helping those around you. Your compassionate heart, your energies, your expression, your respect. You and your person have powerful capabilities to see beyond the surface. So you have a deep understanding of people's needs, and it's just, you feel it energetically. You don't even have to consciously think about it. You just know people's needs, and your energy holds them, okay? You both have this energy of being able to hold people in the light, in that aura, in that healing field that surrounds you and is coming out from your heart. So this is you and your person and other light workers powerfully creating this new earth, as they call it. The new way of the world, a healed way of the world, high levels of consciousness. You are putting this into everything that you are doing. Earth, this is an earth element, the Eight of Pentacles, Pentacles energy. So grounding all of this molten gold, this golden energy of the infinite, of sovereignty, of love over fear. Love is overtaking the fear, basically. Fear is dissolving. You are both achieving this immensely on your own personal journeys, working together and with a soul family, and it's happening collectively as well. So let's look at some oracle cards to dive even more deeply into what is really going on here. What do you really need to know from Spirit?
All right.
We have this devil energy. I've just realised I need to censor this one. I've forgotten to censor it. This devil energy. Temptation. We can see this in the world very powerfully over the last 20 years, I would say, especially. Maybe it's just because that was when I started awakening, but for me personally, I feel like over the last 20 years, there's been an influx of them really pushing a lot of loose